Good evening, everyone.
Can you tell how long he's been waiting to wear this t-shirt?
Oh my god. So, way back in the dim and distant mists of time, when a major character in the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was revealed to be a traitor, the day that episode aired, the actor who played them tweeted one word, and that word was, finally. So we're guessing you have some questions.
How long have you known?
That's 7 months.
7, 8 months?
7, 8 months.
It's been quite a while.
It's alright, actually. Yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah. You know, after all, who's you to brag?
Well,
hello, everyone.
When someone asks you if you want to play a god,
you say yes. Who else called it? I called it. Yeah, one of the really fun elements of this has actually been the 6 or 7 people who went, so the narrator's the Brock, right? And we were all like,
I couldn't possibly comment. Right, Wendy?
Look, a pebble.
To be fair, you've been the voice inside my head for a while. Might as well be. Right?
I mean, you know,
yeah.
Makes sense.
Let's just say that Mick and Naomi and Patty knew who they were casting.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And now that this is out, they can tell you in public the big thing, which this job actually helped me figure out, which is for 14.5 years as a podcaster, I have been quite happily working off the assumption that I do one thing, and that is that I sound like this, and I know what a full stop looks like. And what this job, more than any other, taught me was I have range.
Yeah.
And basically,
I knew you had range.
Oh, thank you. And
buttery voiced evil entity typecasting again.
You know, I mean, you know, you lean into it. So I can actually tell you the North and South I have spent 10 episodes navigating between. The North is a Benedict Cumberbatch BBC wildlife documentary. And yes, there have been several episodes where I said penguins before beginning recording. You know, that kind of, here on St. Kilda, everything is beautiful and windy, and I'm an exiled elven prince. Whereas the other side of it...
Objet d'equestrian.
Horse things.
I'm sorry, it just makes me laugh so much.
Whereas the other side of it was James Spader in The Blacklist.
Yes.
Where I drop my voice about half an octave, and I remain very chatty. But at the same time, every word is a little too disconcertingly long. And the entire thing presents as, I am telling you a really very amusing story, and I will hurt you if you don't move. And that was really good fun, as was all of it. But, I mean, if you want to know which 2 episodes stuck with me, 7, which is the one with the hospital sequences, that's not really acting. That was very, very, very well written.
Very, very, very emotional. That's genuinely creepy, Alistair. Stop it now. No, don't stop it now. Marguerite very much likes James Spader in The Blacklist. Thank you.
And episode 10. And all the stuff in episode 10. And the line which I am proudest of in 10 is the, I'm sorry you had to see that. Because that tells you everything. How that's delivered, how that's written.
Excuse me just a second. The microphone's just
Thanks,
a little bit too... There. Okay.
Also, oh my god! I mean, I'm working on 3 shows this year, and in fact, I'm working on 3 shows this week.
3 shows this week.
We recorded for Rogue Maker. Hey, Rogue, how's it going? I just recorded for Super Suits, and we recorded for Kilda.
All I heard was the evil cackling, and then there was some screaming, and I think there was some simulated throwing of dishes, and...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but it's going to be delightful.
And all 3...
Everybody likes you.
All three are wildly different, and all
Very
three
different,
are united by this just extraordinary talent and community spirit. And one of the things which I hide very well behind the buttery man voice is the fact that the last few years, for various reasons, have really, really damaged my belief in the idea that genre is a community, because I have repeatedly seen the worst elements of it.
Have some more tea, your poor voice.
And that's not a pity party. That's not me saying, oh, I've suffered more than anybody else. I haven't. There are people who've had an infinitely worse time than me. But I've...
Extra fucks, Corbin. Extra
yes,
fucks.
Extra fucks, Corbin.
Yes.
But I ran through a lot of Plate Lost Doors in about 12 months. And it took about another 12 months to get past it.
Oh, thank you so much, Stratu. I haven't ever
Stratu,
stopped
thank
into
you.
the stream, but I wanted to say I listened in college during my late nights, and 10 plus years later, I still listen at my lovely job in the digital art department at Dark Horse Comics.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Thanks for keeping on the grind.
I love Dark Horse.
Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. We really appreciate it. By the way, I don't think we've ever said this in the stream before, but we have no problem with lurkers. You don't have to talk. It's
absolutely.
fine.
Everyone's welcome.
By all means, sit in, enjoy, go on with your day. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you to say.
But honestly, these three teams all...
It's his 15th year anniversary at Pseudopod this summer.
Episode 800 was released last week.
Last week was episode 800
That was my
Pseudopod.
751st episode.
Yeah.
As host. I don't know what my 750th one is, because there's a lot I haven't hosted.
And things
but, I did episode 49, I've done episode 800, I'm back in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's a lot.
EA wide, we're probably going to crack 3,000 episodes by the end of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Pseudopod and Escape Pod are now both over 800.
It's ridiculous.
And I think Cast of Wonders is coming up on 500.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Big anniversaries. Podcastle turns 15 next year. Big anniversary.
And Cast is 10 the year after that, isn't it?
No, they turned 10 last year.
Oh, cool.
Yep. You will never get caught up, Wendy. Don't. There are some people who have listened to every episode or go back and listen to every single episode, and that just blows my mind away.
That has made my day.
And now Escape Pod is the first podcast he's listened to. Oh, my heart! Please tell your dad thank you so much for us, and we're glad he loved that book, because it's a great book.
It's amazing. Doing this work is amazing, and working with these three teams in such close proximity, and seeing how incredibly different their approaches are, and seeing how they are unified by that sense of community that I've not felt in other professional interactions for some time, is inspiring in just the best of ways. This stuff is, and I mean, Drotu, you'll know this. Any creative in the feed will know this. This stuff is hard. It's really difficult.
We were up till midnight pushing audio last night. Yeah, yeah.
But it's always worth it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's hard, but also you can't kind of stop. So it's like, but that's my fun thing. But it's work. But it's my fun thing. Very much so.
And I am made up with getting to do all of this stuff in 1 year. Kilda is fantastic. Rogue Maker is fantastic. Super Suits is fantastic. And I'm so happy that the three characters couldn't be more different. Yeah. Because they really couldn't. I
just wanted to touch on something Wendy said in the chat. She says, I benefited greatly from the best of posts during Hugo voting time last year. Those are going to start again. Well, basically they may start again. Nomination season is running. Nominations close the 15th of March if you're Hugo voters or Hugo nominators. Please. And then finalists will probably be announced sometime end of April-ish. And then, if we're successful in securing a nomination again for one of the shows, which would be wonderful, we'll absolutely be doing those best of posts again. And I just wanted to say that if you are somebody who wants to start listening to one of our podcasts and gets intimidated by the fact that there's 800 episodes, every single show has a new listener guide.
Yes.
Where you can go and see the top 15 or 20 episodes that we think are popular or that our audience thinks is popular, which is a nice curated collection for you to start with. So you don't have to just start at the most recent episode and or try to dig back to episode 1 and start over. Start with that list. And then if you're a supporter, join our Discord. We make recommendations for people all the time about, I want to listen to something like this, or do you have more by that author or that narrator? We can help you out.
It made my day when someone went, do you have any epistolary nautical horror? And I was like, do we?
You're like, look at our collection. Oh, 6 story told in pieces of Scrimshaw.
So, I think it's called 7 Pieces of Scrimshaw.
That one was really good. And with the, what's the name of the boat that they found?
The Endurance.
The Endurance, yes. Boats.
In fact, let's pull that out for a moment, because that's a piece of good news, and there's not much of that sometimes.
Yes, let's have some good news before we remind people what we do on the stream.
They found the Endurance 100 years after it was lost.
And it looks almost perfect.
Brand new.
It looks like I'm going to start seeing memes with eyeballs drawn on these things, and I can hear people writing the podcasts about this discovery now. Big news for boat
fandom, right?
Right.
For those of you that don't know, the Endurance was Ernest Shackleton's ship, which was lost when he went on his very famous and incredibly badly realized in so many ways polar expedition. Mm-hmm. Those of you in the chat, I know there are fans of the Terror in the chat. If you like the Terror and you somehow haven't read up on Shackleton, read up on Shackleton.
He's the one. Is he the one who said, "I'm just going out for a quick walk," then never returned?
Oh no, that was Captain Oates, who heroically sacrificed himself, or as Rimmel once put it, was killed, cooked, and eaten with the last of the crusty bread, depending on your point of view.
Okay.
Shackleton was very much the opposite side of it. There is a Kenneth Branagh starring TV movie, which is well worth it, because Shackleton is absolutely the kind of character Branagh excels at, in that he's 5'4" and made entirely of determination. And he is kind of the Apollo 13 of polar expeditions. He is the successful failure, in that he completely failed to do it, and he brought everyone home, near enough. So, yeah, the Endurance being found and the Endurance being in such good condition.
And not being touched. They're leaving it there.
Yes.
There's just gonna, soon I'm sure there will be complete 3D scans that we can, like, put through lasers in a museum and walk into, and it'll be amazing.
And there is new national treasure on the way.
Oh, fuck. Seriously?
For those of you that don't know, and I promise I won't go into this in more detail, National Treasure is a 2-movie-wide action franchise.
National Treasure is a documentation on what you should not do with historical documents!
Anyway.
Wrong.
In which Nicolas Cage is a treasure hunter and does truly awful things to the Constitution. No, Wendy, it's...
And it was the Declaration of Independence!
I stand corrected. Wendy, it is, my understanding, a reboot and, in fact, requel of sorts, in that it picks up sometime later. I think Cage is cameoing. Also, given just the incredible amounts of shit that the mouse has perpetrated this week, don't hurry. I mean, don't hurry because they're not very good. But also, don't hurry because the mouse doesn't need your eyeballs this week, you know?
No. There are many other trans supportive charities that definitely need your
absolutely
help this week. Lots of them will be in the full ed signal boost this week as well.
Yeah, there's a fantastic Itch.io trans rights RPG bundle, which is full of just fucking ridiculous amounts of talented people.
Amazing.
Doing my current favourite RPG on Itch.io is Jonathan Frakes Desperately Requires Your Attention and You Must Not Give It to Him, which is simultaneously the best title ever and basically the game.
How is he not playing this right now?
Because I'm a professional.
Right? So what do we do on this stream, honey?
Oh, we do 3 things.
Good.
We do 3 things here on the show. The first is an opening monologue. Think of this very much like an opening monologue from a late-night chat show, just with actual non-white guy representation.
Folks, just to pause, our signal seems to be dipping in and out a little bit. It's either rock solid or we get a little bit of a dip. So please do let us know if you're running into any issues. I'm hoping we're broadcasting pretty solidly. We don't seem to be dropping frames or anything.
None of you are reporting a horrifying lag.
Yeah, it's good on your end. Excellent.
Fantastic.
Okay, maybe it's just OBS doesn't like the fact that I have stream open because I'm about to play a game.
Quick sidebar, we still don't have internet.
Yeah. Still have no broadband. It's been over a week. There were 2 engineers today. There are 3 engineers coming on Friday.
They're breeding.
Audio and video are out of sync by 1s and 2s. Yeah, I think I've noticed that as well. I don't know if there's anything. Well, hang on a second. Cross your fingers. I'm going to close the game. And see if that makes things any better. It may just be that we have to... Oh, see, now it's rock solid. I think it's grumpy about having to play Twitch. The thing with the S that is not...
See, funnily enough, I'm grumpy about not having internet for 4 weeks and 7 consecutive engineers all going, it's fine, you've got it.
It's what... We've literally... I went with the guy and the laser beam and did all the things and took all the photos and labeled all the things and documented all the stuff. And we know exactly where the issue is. And the issue is exactly in that gap between what this team is responsible for and what this team is responsible for. And they're both going, it's your fault, it's your fault. You have to deal with it, you have to deal with it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to knock your heads together until you make the internet come out. So that will be Friday. And then I have to go to the dentist. Yeah. There's definitely going to be takeout for dinner.
Oh, Friday night boy, is there ever.
The team should kiss. It would probably solve a great number of problems, at least one of which will be my internet. Right? That's exactly it.
You guys found true love? Great. Give me the
fast juice! Okay, should we talk about the fan art?
So we do 3 things on this show. The first one, in fact, technically we do 4. The first is fan art. We have a fan art spotlight. We've had this the whole time. We're still red and yellow, by the way.
Poop. Keep talking.
I will press on. Tonight is the fantastic Tisosk Bingo by That Cake Loving Witch, which is full of squares, some of which we haven't filled on St Kilda. I mean, after all, there is a season 2, so, you know, got to go some places. And it's fantastic, and I'm really happy that we've used it.
We might have to pause briefly for me to turn the game on, because I've now turned the game off in an attempt to make the fast juice more fast. More fast? Less fast? More sinky?
We also then do an opening monologue, which is usually provided for us by a friend of the show and functional house band, Nate Crowley, a man with the best suspenders.
I'm so sorry.
And arguably just the best kid on earth. If you want really wholesome content, which is also frequently fucking hilarious, follow Frog Croakley on Twitter. Nate is such a lovely human being.
We'll be reading more from Nate here shortly.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Okay.
Then we have...
We do a content.
And this week we are returning to Scarlet Hollow. Scarlet Hollow, for those of you who weren't here before, is a fantastic 5-part... Is it a visual novel? I feel like it's a visual novel.
Yep.
It's a 5-part, I believe, award-winning...
There we go. Yeah, we do have a little tiny bit of a delay going on.
Visual novel in which you return to the Appalachian town of Scarlet Hollow to assist in elements of your family you haven't got on with or even known very well for years because one of them has passed on. It goes very badly, very fast. I mean, it goes badly from the moment the guy in the bus gives you a bag of wet boiled peanuts that literally seem to have no function in the game. Yet I'm increasingly convinced is vital to the eventual resolution.
The eventual resolution is going to be completely dependent on whether or not you have a sack of wet nuts.
I just want to enter into the record that I was not the first person to say sack of wet nuts on this feed.
You may continue.
Let's move on.
Thank you,
we are 3 parts in. The 3rd part begins tonight. And across the course of the first 2, you discover, amongst other things, that...
Why are you doing the recap of the episode now?
I'm being efficient and professional.
Okay,
do you want me to just spin it off and we'll just go straight
Why
to the
don't
monologue?
you finish the list of 3 things and then we'll go back to the monologue?
Okay, and then we go back... and then we finish off with brain sorbet, which we call shenanigans.
Thank you, Ducky. Can't wait for Wet Nut Endgame. Oh boy, that's good. You broke it.
Okay,
well done. Well done.
And then when we finish off with shenanigans. This was originally designed. We actually still call it brain sorbet because when we first started doing this stream back when we had internet, we did creepypastas. We did horror stories, which
and now we're playing a
fucking terrifying. So
yes,
we designed something silly to go at the end of the show to wash people's brains out, so it couldn't get them.
Tonight, how's your iambic pentameter?
Oh, it's pretty great.
We'll just leave it there.
Mick, I saw enough of AEW Revolution to know that Violence Dad is now on the roster, which means that if he's on the roster with Danhausen, that is comedy gold waiting to happen.
Yes, I cannot wait. Shall we do an opening monologue? Because,
go
nattering on for 25 minutes isn't enough of a cold open.
Dude, we've done 45 minutes before now.
I know. The other thing I would say, folks, is this is going to be about 2 hours worth of stream. We're about 20 minutes into it. Do make sure you're taking care of any medications you need to, any pets that need feeding, any ewes that need feeding, drinks, snacks, blankets, comfy animals, pets, all of the brainwashing, grateful, all of that good stuff before we dive into things, okay? Now, hopefully, the thing is gonna behave. I'm not quite sure what is going on, and it's made me grumpy, and it did an update, and I have a theory, but I'll have to pay attention to it later.
Has it fucked it?
I don't think so. Where is
By the
my
way,
notes?
we're a bit sweary.
Yeah, content warnings for us are potty mouth, but content warnings for the opening monologue, segue, are gun violence and swearing. You ready for this?
Yes.
Go.
Hold on.
Oh, no. Okay.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands won't be a Borderlands game, just like Pringles aren't crisps.
Warm up the corpse meters, folks.
Once you pop, you must shoot 1,000 wizards.
Go ahead.
First things first, I don't care about the precise legal definition of Pringles, but there was a fiasco a few years back about whether they could be described as crisps rather than processed starch snacks or whatever. The point is this. Pringles are blatantly crisps, or at the very least a kind of crisp, and so to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Revealed last night at the Summer Game Fest with the following trailer, and a chat between Jeff the Ref Keithley and voice actor Ashley Birch, in which it was claimed that it was not going to be a Borderlands game. Only it is completely going to be one.
Who is Ashley Birch? I recognize that name.
Aloy.
That is Aloy. Okay, great, cool.
Whose TikTok account is truly magnificent, by the way.
Wonderlands, a word just 2 letters away from being Borderlands, had its genius in Assault on Dragon Keep, a Borderlands 2 DLC, in which you play out a gun-heavy D&D adventurer GM'd by Tiny Tina, the pyromaniac teenager who Birch voices. Since Tina appears at the end of the Wonderlands trailer, dressed as some sort of bin witch, and shrieking, "Roll for initiative, suckers," in a voice like a masonry drill, a reprise of this bit, seems a safe bet. Indeed, Birch said that Tina is guiding the narrative, unquote.
Beyond that, we don't know a huge amount. The trailer mostly involves someone shooting a dragon with a gun in slow motion. Nevertheless, it's clear that Gearbox's messaging for Wonderlands focuses on the idea that the game represents something new and exciting for the Borderverse.
I'd love for that to be the case. I've always had a soft spot for the,
for the Burger
Lungs games. But after 12 years of studiously comparing machine gun stats and having fart lols bellowed at me by mutants, I'm feeling a bit fatigued by the formula. Something out of left field then, in the manner of Tales from the Borderlands, would have been mega welcome.
Alas, unless something crucial is being held back, Wonderlands won't be that. After stressing it would be something new, Birch immediately called it a looter shooter, with the game's website going on to promise a rich, story-driven co-op campaign for up to 4 players, as well as repeatable endgame content. It will be a world where bullets, magic, and broadswords collide, so quite a lot like Borderlands.
I'm being a bit pedantic and mean about this, I know. But without any sort of new differentiating feature to announce, aside from a more trad fantasy setting, it seems odd for Gearbox to hang the announcement of the vague suggestion on one. And yes, in fairness, we were teased with the promise of character customization and spellcasting. But then Borderlands kind of always had spellcasting with the Siren class, and what are guns, after all, if not nature's spells? Hi, Mer!
Hey, Mer.
Hello to the raid.
If the next trailer shows characters having to trace elaborate runes with trails of bullet holes in order to summon massive ants or something equally inventive, that'd be fucking great. I'll feast on my words.
Made in the ants.
I will be less surprised, let's say, if the active abilities turn out to have been rebranded as spells for Wonderland's skill trees.
All gripes aside, there's still every possibility that Wonderlands will be a really good Borderlands game. The game, taking place inside an in-universe D&D session, offers loads of room for creativity, after all, and Birch mentioning that her character will be inclined to change the narrative on a dime was a good sign. I maintain that when Borderlands its jokes,
Nathan.
they're great. And Bert's joined on the cast by Will Arnett, Wanda Sykes, and Andy Samberg. The script will... Oh, God, I see that face. That's the Andy Samberg face. Will surely be in good hands. God damn it, you made me laugh.
But no matter who's telling them, when Borderlands jokes fall flat, they can be really fucking tiresome, even without the studio's tendency to grasp their favourite lols in a choking death grip. The fact that the trailer pulled the classic epic opening subverted by a sudden amount of bathos move by introducing, wait for it, Bart Stallion, didn't exactly ram me full of hope. Still, at least there was no record scratch noise. Fingers crossed. I can actually provide context here.
Of course you can. It's a day that ends in a Y.
The ending of this is really good. It is not new ground for Borderlands, because Borderlands has done emotional stuff and tragedy a couple of times.
Thank you,
really well. But the end of this is a moment where you can almost in real time see the studio go, wait, who's voicing Tina again? Oh, it's Ashley Burch. Oh, fuck, really? Yeah, she can act. Give her stuff.
Yes.
And it really works. I'm done.
You sure?
Yeah, I probably have them all, but we don't have that kind of time.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? You're really sure? Okay. Hello to... See? You cannot kill me in a way that matters. Yes, exactly.
Although now might be a good time to mention that the upcoming live-action Borderlands movie...
Oh, that is $5 and a cheeseburger for you. Have fun with that.
The good news is, Cate Blanchett and Jack Black is the voice of Claptrap.
I will do just about anything for Jack Black.
The bad news is Kevin Hart.
Oh, haven't we yeeted him into the sun yet?
And unfortunately, it's not even Kevin Hart. But hey, you get Dwayne Johnson as well. It's just Kevin Hart.
Hard pass.
I think it's also directed by Eli Roth, which is sometimes a good thing. Yes, Jack Black is the voice of Claptrap.
Jack Black is like the thing. Kevin Hart is absolutely canceled, and just Hollywood had a bunch of him in the can already still, unfortunately. Seems to be.
I'm still reasonably convinced this is a meme, but the meme, the thing about how Jack Black is actually the son of one of the pioneering female scientists who put the Apollo missions on the moon, I just give him a space movie. Give it to him. Give it to him now.
Movie, right?
With his mom.
God, that would be even awesomer.
Right?
That would be very cool.
And preferably with a saxophone break.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. Oh, I hate you now. It's stuck in my head again. Oh, okay. There's a friend. Was it? It wasn't Saturday Night Live. It was.
It was the Jimmy Fallon show. Shortly before it took the hard left turn all the way into hell.
Into apologism. Yes. There's a great Jack Black on Jimmy Fallon clip about a saxophone that should not be missed.
Oh, he is in Apollo 10.5. Good spot, Stitch. Yeah, that's hitting Netflix real soon. That's a good call. Thank you.
I'm sorry you have a headache, Forrats. Thanks for joining us. Have a good time. Valhalla awaits you.
Look after yourself, Forrats.
And speaking... so before we get into the game, because I'm going to have to push buttons really quick and hope that things don't fall over, because it's still being very
Do
twitchy.
we want to close the stream and reopen it in
No,
the faint hope?
I don't want to.
Okay, fair.
Okay. What am I saying? Should we show the boy?
Let's show the boy.
Sorry, my brain went...
I was also looking at Draw 2 going, wait, is he? So am I. Maybe we're related. That is the type of exciting content which this stream sometimes just naturally generates. And I'm really excited to see it. Thank you, Draw 2.
Nice. So, because we are returning to Scarlet Hollow tonight and returning to Gretchen, we thought it would be a good idea to have a doggy accompaniment, and therefore...
Doggy butt.
Doggy butt. Thank you, Wendy. Chorgy.
Chorgy.
Chorgy with the dump truck. Chunk. Why are you playing with it? Put it down. Put it down. You're not sorry. Don't even pretend. You're God. You don't have to be sorry.
I regret nothing.
All right, so we're going to boot up here shortly, Scarlet Hollow, Chapter 3. This is a horror game. There are content warnings. I'm going to read them to you, and we will be using them throughout the evening.
This gets chunky.
Yes.
Content warnings for Scarlet Hollow are common phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, sound effects, violence, children in peril, gross food, substance abuse, swearing, and unreality. Putting my horror podcaster hat back on, it is very, very important to us that the biggest thing that which you take away from this is comfort. Sometimes you need to walk away from content. I understand that completely. Viscerally.
VODs are always there for you.
Yes.
If something gets too intense and you want to step away, that's fine. If you want to ask somebody to let you know when something is past, that's fine too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be here. Don't force yourself to do anything you're uncomfortable with.
This is not a competition. This is not who can eat enough chilies. This is we want you to have fun. And that means that control is in your hands. If you need to step away, step away. It's
Gomez,
cool.
if you follow that link there to the Bedtime Stories CWs, anything that might be a spoiler, we hide behind that link. So go and take a look and see if there's anything else in there that you maybe don't want to encounter, which is why we do it that way. We don't want to spoil stuff if we can get away with it. But, you know, things do escalate and there may be more specifics. That's also a live document. Our
it will be
mods
updated.
will update it live on the stream as we encounter things that we think people should be warned about.
Rubesco, it's no problem. I hope that the Pretty Bad Brain Day turns around. Please do whatever you need to do to feel okay.
Yes. All right. So, terrible hold. So please excuse me if I say even more nonsense than usual about how Eurocentric assumption shapes contemporary fantasy to my therapist, which may have actually led to small breakthrough. Fantastic! Well done, Kiwi.
High five,
Please
Kiwi.
take care of yourself.
Yes.
Have some ice cream.
Yeah.
Have a warm, cuddly blanket.
Yep. All
Definitely
of that.
take care of yourself. Right. We've done the content warnings.
Yes, we
We
have.
said what they are. Okay. Now
We're
give me
sitting solidly in red.
the number is good, but the color is bad, and I don't know, folks. It just seems to be fluctuating a little bit on us. We are going to start up. I'm going to restart Steam. It may hiccup on us. If it hiccups on us and the stream goes down for a moment, we'll be right back, okay? Yeah. So I'm just trying to make sure everything on every end looks good. I'm going to turn that off and see if maybe it gives us a little more stability.
What was it?
Oh, some mystical feature that's supposed to make things better, but apparently wasn't working.
What was the last time that happened?
I know, right? When the last time we had internet, maybe.
Yeah. It's like Comixology. Hey, we'll bring it into Amazon and improve it. You'll break it is what you'll do.
Break it is what you do. Meanies. All right, so give us a second. I'm restarting Steam. Give me Steam. No, seriously, Steam, come on.
Don't
leave me hanging, bro.
Steam, brah.
Steam,
brah.
Brah. Dude. All right, now I have the magical button over here, which makes the game go.
Hey, look, honey.
Go.
Neither a killer legal.
Shut your whole entire face.
Never.
Fine, I'll play it next.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Cross your fingers. That's the wrong button. That's the better button. Alrighty.
Professionalism.
Hush now. Okay, let's see. Everybody can see it. Working good. Worky. All good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are we going headphones in?
Yeah, we need headphones.
We're going to go headphones in, folks.
Hopefully we're not about to deafen ourselves, because we need to be able to hear what we're doing. And also you need to scoochie in a bit. That's a technical term, scoochie
It's a broadcasting term. Scoochie.
Scoochie. Ooh, no, I want that to be smaller. Come back. No, bad. I'm just going to yell at it a little bit, folks. I might have to futz with things, I'm sorry.
Hey, Triffid. Oh shit, it's a new installment of Scarlet Hollow, which means that there'll be a new soundtrack.
That is correct. Alright, that looks a little better. Those are very scientific noises I have to make in order to make the game work. I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
Alright. Throw some peanuts at it. God, I hope we don't have to throw some peanuts at it. Do you want to scoot the mic just a itchy beachy? There we go. Can you see okay?
Yeah.
Alright, how's the volume on the game, folks? Should I turn it down a little bit? Or are we thinking it's okay? It looks just a touch high, so you guys let me know if you need me to adjust the sound of the game. Alright. Connection seems rock solid now.
Yeah,
Bastard. Music is getting more distorted with each episode.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, yes, I did.
Is it just me, or is the house getting more fucked up
Oh,
every episode?
it's starting to, like, shake back and forth a little bit. You notice? It also... I'd have to go back and check to be sure, but it looks slightly more falling off a cliffy than I remember.
So we need to
touch
drop the volume
Thank
a touch.
you so much, Wendy.
Okay. Thanks, Georgie.
There we go. It does get a bit loud in the spike, so let's try that. Hopefully that's working a little bit better. You missed what stream?
Dude, we're right here, buddy.
Yeah, don't worry. Oh, speaking of which,
Also, hi, Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. If you want to watch us playing the previous 2 chapters of Scarlet Hollow,
Previously on Scarlet Hollow. Kong.
that link, exactly, will take you to all of the VODs of us playing the game previously. So, and I think there's like 8 installments of it. There is much VOD content for you. Acquire trousers. Oh, good. I'm yay. Or not, you know, if you're not into trousers. What have you done admiring? Yes. Oh, you didn't want to miss any kills of screaming. Well, sorry, Wendy. I'm sorry, Naomi. There was a lot of Alistair. Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Hello.
You have made a table.
I can also now confess that now Naomi is here, that very, very nearly during the live read we did on Monday, every time someone said Debrak, I was going to respond with, my child? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And then we were all really professional instead, so I was really professional.
So you were not a brat.
I just threw up a single at one point.
Yes, which was good. That was very, very good. Yes, VOD Hollow will await you. All right. Should we show Naomi Alistair's shirt? Oh, well, you see, Naomi was quite accommodating with the production of Alistair's shirt, so I think Naomi may have already seen it. In fact, Ducky reminds me, hold on just a second while I'm thinking about it. There is a... Would you stop boogieing your bounce... Okay, no, you're not going to stop boogieing. Who am I kidding? Let me send you a photo, Duck, in
Got tired.
in the Discord that might make it into the stream show notes tonight. There we go. He does like the boogieing. He does it a lot.
I got the boogie fever.
Really? Is there a place where I can find the True Colors VODs? Yes, they are also here on Twitch.
Yes,
but
they are.
I don't know if they have their own special collection. We don't tend to archive the casual Sunday
A good
gaming
chunk of them
stuff,
are up there for sure still.
but a lot of them will still be there as well.
Certainly all the wavelengths ones will be.
No, I cannot contain the vibing. Between Alistair and Naomi, I'm drowning in vibe. Oh my god. Okay. Some of them are... Maybe I will kick that question over to Ducky to answer while we remember where on earth we were. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, if, like me, you can't remember who all the characters are, there is a dramatis personae, so you can remind yourselves.
Some of these folks might sound different. It's because they are hungover. It's only that. Press start.
What did you do?
Just, we might not catch up to the... what I'm saying is, some of the voices might sound slightly different because it's been a while.
Because we didn't have... Because Alistair had things to do tonight, so we didn't have any... No, Wendy, we didn't take notes. Thank you.
Actually, I think I did. I just can't find them.
I remember a couple of them, and I didn't have time to listen back to any of the older episodes before this evening, so we're just going to wing it. Yeah, they're hungover. Yes, that's it. Hungover. We'll go with that. They're not feeling themselves. They have a little throat.
My hand's wet because I washed them.
No other reason. Shall we?
Yes.
Alrighty. Here we go. Scarlet Hollow, Chapter 3.
Come.
Thank you. I remember a couple of them, yeah. Oh, he's not gonna get Gretchen wrong, everybody.
Me? Oh, I hope so.
If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 3, please save your game now. I have indeed. Dun dun dun.
Here we go, y'all.
Yes, I would very much like to see a recap before starting episode 3. Thank you. Let's do a full recap. Okay.
The long-lost cousin. The bad news. The 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in CD depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother, your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family.
Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out.
Afraid!
Dustin!
A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain. Rot. Decay. Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. I'm really sorry, America. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder.
Content warning reminder, folks, okay?
God damn it! Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she don't get into any more trouble.
My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Make yourself at home. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers.
Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you.
I hope we get to meet more of Avery.
The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or, you know, anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there.
Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways.
Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask.
That's why we have shenanigans after this.
You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill.
She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed 100 people.
You pull out your phone and dial your cousin.
Because I'm a narc. What is it? I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me?
Oh, mood.
Also, why do you know about this? What the hell are you doing at my mines? Oh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me. Alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. Narrator voice. They did not listen.
Oh, this kid. Ugh.
My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted.
Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator.
What do you think you're doing? Get away from there.
Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber.
Petra? Petra, are you alright?
You and Tabitha manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down.
Holy shit. You're okay. Thank God. And everyone's accounted for. That was a surprisingly close call. We could have all died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca? Shut up.
Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the shore mine, you barely notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see the shadowy figures that gathered behind Stella in the mines. Your thoughts are drawn to the carving on the wall and to the visions it imparted upon you.
Everybody ready?
Here we go, y'all.
All right, time to wake up. Just a quick reminder about the content warnings, because I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm already a little bit nervous. God, I love this game.
Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus.
I'm going to just turn it down our volume a touch because it's a little loud.
You managed to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow.
That was a lot of work.
As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the shore mines still stuck to your skin.
Yes, but I can also remember the horror that was the bathroom. I'm going to regret this decision. I'm going to regret this decision!
Do we want to dial the music down a little bit for the stream if we can?
It's almost louder. Okay, thanks everybody. Let me turn this down a little bit more.
Yeah, the soundtrack for this one so far is so freaking good.
It is very, very good. Music got a lot louder when we woke up. There we go.
Cool,
I've
thanks,
turned
Compost.
it down quite low. If you need it, excuse me. Who's tried to eat some jerky only to realize the best? Oh
boy.
Kiwi.
Oh,
that doesn't sound like a great snack right now.
Ooh.
Maybe not. All right, I'm going to regret every one of my life choices here shortly because I'm going to go into the bathroom and take a shower.
I have a vague memory of there being a Joe's apartment moment in the.
There were, in fact, I do believe, conversant cockroaches the
Look
last
up
time.
to Joe's
So,
apartment.
I anticipate we may be encountering creepy collies. Just a heads up, everybody.
It's our apartment.
Yeah, the last thing I
We've
wanted.
been around for 100 billion years and we'll be here long after you. I'm done for now. Continue. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower, and fuck me, that is even more horrifying than I remember. Someone's been stabbed through that.
Hush now. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Let us give you a quick reminder. At the beginning of the game, you have a list of like a dozen different abilities that you get to select two from. The two abilities that we selected are one, I think it's called Perceptive.
Yep.
In that we notice small details or clues that perhaps other people might have missed. And the second ability is we, of course, took Talks to Animals.
Why would you not?
Because why would you not? And because it gave us some options in situations that might not have otherwise been possible. But
the water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you
all right.
think about Duke and the image of him lying there slumped against a tree with half his head blown off.
Perhaps not.
Scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they were part of the dirt that coats you.
No.
Think about Sybil's warning, the worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and wonder how many times he's watched you unseen. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. You know what? Those are all nightmare fuel. I think we go for the smoochy one.
You think about someone special, or think about finally being out of this hellhole?
I think about someone special.
All right, I'm willing to lean into happy memories. Are we
considering romancing everyone's favorite mildly thick paranormal YouTuber?
I think so, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily an option for us yet. Maybe this is an opportunity that the game is giving us to reflect on our relationships with people and see how they think of us.
Let's find out.
Think about being seen by Wayne
in the shower?
Right, Compost Witch? Why would I do that? Why?
Yeah, Zolia, I've seen something very similar. Each one of the abilities changes the game in very subtle ways.
Yeah, they've talked a lot about it at GDC and other game development conferences. We're going to think happy thoughts and think about someone special. Oh,
you think about someone special. Specifically, you think about Stella, your intrepid cryptid hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. Kanika, the resident goth and one of the most level-headed and fashionable people in town.
Sure,
damn right.
Game is tight. Avery and their calming presence standing in contrast with the coming storm.
Professor Dadbod, the shy and handsome town librarian stuck in a haunted house.
Who you will totally not cosplay honest.
Reese, Stella's mysterious and reclusive friend you haven't even freaking seen yet.
Haven't even met Reese yet.
Wayne, and wonder how many times he's watched you once. Oh my god.
Well, don't kink shame, but I'm not interested in being watched by someone who I've not met, who may be dead.
Yeah, I don't think we're going with Wayne.
Ozzy says you got the best outcome last chapter because of how observant you decided the character to be. Oh, interesting. Why is Wayne an option? Wayne is going with the boiled peanuts. Go over there, Wayne. No.
These.
No!
Are delicious.
Stop it. I thought you were going to say these nuts and I was going to be very unhappy.
I'm annoyed at myself that I thought that, and I'm annoyed at you that you think I would think that. I feel like I've let everyone down.
I agree with you, KDB. Wayne is being pushed a bit, and I'm kind of like, need to pay attention to that. But not while I'm in the shower!
My God, without your face, you have no face! You're watching me shower!
Right? Kazuka, I feel Wayne is kind of spoken for.
By fate.
By death. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we... All right, let's have a nice little moment thinking about Stella, and then we'll go back to the horror, shall we?
You think about Stella, your intrepid cryptid hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town.
You're done here. Okay, fine.
Cool. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off.
We've just unlocked an achievement entitled Wash Away Your Sins.
That's not terrifying at all.
Yes, exactly.
Time to start your day.
And Ozzy, that's right. There are lots of branching narratives in this game, so we're not always going to get the optimal path unless it's sins washed. Time to sin again. Wendy. All right.
Explore. Check on Dustin. Explore. Look out the window. Explore, check the closet.
And see if the creepy doll is still in there.
Message your group chat with Stella and Kanika, text Stella, text Kanika, or head downstairs.
Alright, there are many things that we can do.
I'm thinking Dustin.
Shall we check on Dustin?
Let's check on Dustin.
You ready for Dustin, everybody? We're gonna check on Dustin. Look at the chat.
Sustin. There are 2 of them now. Explore. Morning, Dustin. Who's your friend? Explore. I had a rough night. Can you console me? I've got to go. Bye. Or close the drawer.
Now, explore options we know do not advance the whatever the current game mechanic or incident is. So, friendship has come for Dustin.
Friends come for Dustin.
Thank you. All right. Let's say morning, Dustin. Who's your friend? All right. Morning, Dustin. Who's your friend?
Her name Mom. She come to visit.
Dustin, Mom. I Why Dustin, Mom? Gotta stay with Dustin until glass house empty. Glass house?
Greenhouse?
Dustin says you not dangerous. Dustin is fool. All humans dangerous.
Mom, not understand, Dustin!
Oh. Let's ask about what happened to your glass house. What happened to your glass house? Asshole squatter, move in! Kick Dustin Mom out! She calls herself Dustin Mom.
Squatter tried to eat Mom! Squatter evil!
Squatter may be asshole, but Squatter not evil. It just trying to survive, just like all creature. Dustin still have much to learn. Okay, Dustin's mom is turning into Yoda. Apologies in advance.
Or possibly Cookie Monster.
Yeah, little Cookie Monster going on there. Let's say I had a rough night. Can you console me? Why not? It's an explore option. I had a rough night. Can you console me?
Was it because of Cat Monster? Dustin was scared too.
Yes. If Cat Monster want to eat Dustin, Cat Monster will have to go through Dustin Mom first. Dustin Mom will kill. Then Dustin and Mom eat like kings. This nature.
She's adorable. I gotta go. Bye.
Yes, it's definitely turning into Cookie Monster. That's fine. Cookie Monster, Yoda, Dustin Mom works for me. What was the name of the cat? Frou Frou?
Frou Frou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to go. Bye.
Okay.
God, our timing worked out nicely on that. Well done.
That's that. Look at the window.
Must I? Well, now I need to know what the glass house is. Yes, exactly.
Possums, like cats if cats were bins.
Yes, exactly.
You walk over to the window, fondly thinking about the pleasant view it provided you on Monday. I don't like this. What's changed? Hey, Ellie. It's the same view.
Thank goodness.
What is it?
Turn back.
We're going to look at some point, and that's not going to be the same view. You know that, right?
Thank you for that. People who squat in glass houses shouldn't hunt possum. Thank you, Compost. Thank you very much.
Hashtag bin cat.
You turn back to the guest room.
Today's gender, bin cat.
Today's gender, bin cat.
You check the closet?
No!
See if the murder doll's still in there?
No, but I will anyway.
We tidied up. It took ages.
Every time... Wait, this...
Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, thank fuck. That's quite enough of this closet. You turn back to the guest room.
I'm thinking let's message my group chat.
Yeah.
Ellie, we haven't needed to peel off someone's face and wear it yet, and I hope that doesn't happen, because I think that would take us to a level of suspension of disbelief I am not emotionally prepared for.
Yeah, we're not dead yet.
But this might be
Hopefully.
a good chance to just... Might have moved and ended up back in exactly... Stitch? No, that would be bad. That would be very bad and scary.
Yeah, hey.
No. Quick second for a reminder. This is the game we're playing. These are the content warnings for the game. I'm putting them in the chat right now. And if you're having a difficult time remembering characters, there is a dramatis personae. Right, we are now going to message our group chat.
Possibly not with sup, ladies.
Yeah, hopefully not. God.
You pull out your phone and open up your group chat with Stella and Kanika.
Okay. Morning, how you guys holding up? Last night was terrible. What's the game plan? Y'all, I accidentally bonded with Tabitha last night. Can't wait to Ghostbusters tonight. I get to meet Reese today. 111. Send a photo of a pained old man. What? Why would I send a photo of a pained old man?
Is it a meme, like the youths do?
Is it a meme? I have no knowledge of this meme. I think Sup Lady seems to work. Kind of a how are you guys holding up thing.
Yeah, I think last night was terrible is an appalling opening to a conversation.
Yes.
Last night was terrible. How have you been? Always talk about them, then that encourages them to talk about you.
Yes, exactly.
I think it might be the guess I'll die meme. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Or smiling through the pain guide.
Morning, how are you guys holding up? Make text noises here.
Text. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. I'm guessing when it's most awkward to have that conversation with Tabitha. Mm-hmm. You hanging out with your friends again. Yes. Appalachian Miss Havisham. I am. What of it?
Appalachian Miss Havisham. Oh, God.
Bringing the classical education today.
Oh, and now I can text each of them individually as well, it looks like. All right, let's start with Kanika.
You pull out your phone to text Kanika. We can meme at them.
Would you like to meme at Kanika?
I feel like we're being very empathic, and I think we should lean into that.
Yeah, I don't feel like memeing at people. How are things with Miles? Miles is her brother, right?
Kid. Or possibly
Quick,
kid brother.
Dramatis Personae, where are you? Wait, come back! I need you!
Martin, we can text memes to people.
Remind me.
Miles, Kanika's brother, good spot, works in general store under protest. Did a delinquency at the mine.
Did a delinquency. Thank you, Wenton. Okay. So, let's ask how things are with Miles, because Miles was with the kids in the mine and also survived a scary encounter. Yeah. What if memes are how I show empathy? That's fine, Rubesco. When you play this, you can totally send memes.
How are things with Miles?
Oh, that's my line. How are things with Miles?
In a female voice. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response.
Now I'm going to text Stella.
You pull out your phone to text Stella. How you holding up? Want to hang out before Reese ghost hunting? I miss your guest bed. Send a photo of a creepy mascot in a grungy basement. I kind of get the feeling she might really like the creepy mascot in a grungy basement photo, but there's also flirting and general empathy, and all three of those are good responses for her, I feel.
I'm torn. I'm very torn. Aha, okay. Wendy says the Dramatis Personae for Scarlet Hollow is all by Ducky. I'm used up the dregs of my creative juices doing the dramatic persona for 9 Goblins. How they clearly have specific real-world memes in mind here. Yes, right? Miss Your Guest Bed is kind of like flirting. I'm kind of thinking like I do. Her guest bed was much nicer, though it was lovely to meet Dustin, Mom. I miss your guest bed, lol.
It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. But this one, you're going to mash refresh on over and over and over and over and over.
Yes, exactly. Because refresh is how texts work. Twitter boy.
Let's move on!
Creepy face. I guess we have to head downstairs.
You've done everything you wanted to, and several things you probably didn't. Up here, it's time to start your day.
Achievement unlocked. Playing the field.
You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Hello, who are you?
I bet it's the lady with all the shot glasses.
Yes. I love how Frou-Frou's like, you are still alive. This disgusts me. Frou Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Are you in this game?
Hush now.
Vile woman, destroying the natural order of my kitchen. Tabitha's eyes dart to the corner of the room, almost as if she's ashamed of being caught in the act of stress-eating ice cream for breakfast. There is no judgment here, Tabitha. You are amongst associates.
Explore. Talk to animals.
Bonjour, Frou Frou. Offer the redhead... Let's not do that.
Can we please not hand this poor woman the wet sack of nuts?
Fucking hell, it's like the end of Invasion of Body Snatchers. It's just we're walking right down the middle of the street going, my peanuts!
Hello. Hi, I'm Petra. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast?
Bitchy.
Hey, Tabitha, how's it going? Hey, ya cuz, how's it hanging?
Are we Joey Lawrence? No.
They're in silence. I think I'm going to introduce myself to the redheaded woman quickly while I think of a voice to give her. Sound good?
Yes.
That's an explore option. There's many explore options. Hi, I'm Petra. Crap, I need a voice. Her name is Janie. Oh,
I'm thinking.
I don't want to be like Ethel Merman or anything weird.
I'm thinking like perky. She looks perky.
Oh, she'll come to a voice. It's fine. Good morning. I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least.
She's really embarrassed. Look, her face has changed.
Yeah, she does look a little embarrassed. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Kiwi, that's a great instinct, but I'm crap at an Irish accent and I wouldn't want to offend anybody.
And mine isn't great, and I'm the wrong gender, so.
Okie dokie. Ah, okie dokie. There we go.
Oh,
You bad shot.
Minnesota.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. We'll get there. It's so nice to finally meet you, Petra. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Midwest mom voice, right? Very much so. It's all I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy you're part of the family. Is here to keep Miss Tabitha with everything that's Janie.
Oh, I like her.
Okay, she's Babylon. Gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. No, she's not Geralt. Nice try.
Never speak to me or my daughter again.
All right. We're not offering Janie boiled peanuts. That's rude.
We like her. She doesn't deserve the hot, wet nuts. Let's move on.
Talk to the cat. Bonjour, Foufou.
Ugh. Bonjour, sacre bleu. Do not think you can just bonjour me just because I slept at the foot of your bed last night. I still despise you. Je suis fatigué.
Look at the face. She's
like, fuck are you doing?
Right?
3 humans at once. This is abhorrent. Your stink will linger here for hours. How am I to bear it?
I say, talking to my cat again? Are you sure you didn't get hit in the head last night? You don't say good morning to your pets? I always make sure to talk to my farm cats and alpaca like they're people.
Yeah, Midwest mom.
To me, they kind of are. Yeah, Midwest mom. Good call there.
She's your Aunt Diane.
She is kind of my Aunt Diane. She had also, yes, alpacas. We all perk up. Ooh, alpacas. I'm not offering Janie the boiled peanuts.
And we're not doing, ice cream for breakfast, are we?
That's just rude. Look at that glare. Let's just say, how's it going? I don't want to stare in silence. That's rude. Hey, Tabitha, how's it going? There was a massive mine collapse on my property last night. I can practically feel the whispers of unionization already.
You know what, Tabitha? Good.
You mean there's not a union already?
Good.
I have a new objective. So I'm a little stressed. George.
Butter the means of production.
George.
Become unbutterable.
Become unbutterable.
Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl and her actually pretty badass outfit today. I'm kind of digging this.
It is a cute outfit today, I gotta say. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening. So you're coming with me.
I almost want to do yay cousin bonding time.
So do I. I'll meet you outside, yay cousin bonding time. All right, let's go. But I haven't had breakfast.
You can't just take away my freedom like that, scab. No, hold on, boss. No, hold on, capitalist.
Given all these lovely baskets and stuff I see sitting here, I'm kind of gonna do a... But
I haven't had breakfast for the third morning running.
Yeah, right? I'm like running on fumes from this wet sack of peanuts. This is not gonna last. But there were things at the diner. Maybe if I go to the diner hungry, they'll feed me. I'm gonna say, but I haven't had breakfast. But I haven't had breakfast? We'll find you something in town.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Janie, lock up when you leave, please. And don't go rearranging anything. Oh, no.
As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen.
Yes, she is me. Oh, my God.
Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot.
Oh, Petra, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. Ooh. More explore options. Wow!
Holy beans. So we have, sorry Tabitha's so mean to you. True, but rude. Have you seen any weird creatures around town? Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Have you seen anyone prowling around the estate? It's been nice meeting you, but like my ice bros, gotta bounce. Tabitha's foot tapping is driving me insane. Bye. I should go.
I should go.
I should go.
I should go.
Turn and leave, and there's several others up top.
Yeah, there's some more explore options. You should get out of town. Ooh, that's a little harsh.
Rubesco, I can confirm the truth about Jorts is actually more delightful than you would dare hope.
Oh, Rubenesco, we did, for Shenanigans a couple of weeks ago, we did the Jorts origin story from Reddit, isn't it?
Yes. It begins with an am I the asshole? And the answer is no. Thank you very much, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Wendell.
Honestly, Rubesco, it will heal you a little bit. It is so wholesome.
It
and
will water
so
your
lovely.
crops. It will improve your skin. It is
And
a lovely story.
Jorts has now ended up as, I believe, the official mascot of the Starbucks Union.
Several unions at this
Yes.
point, I think. And then read that story, and then go follow Jorts on Twitter, where George talks about unionization, and it's wonderful.
And also, it gives you how many days it's been since his last trash can mishap, which is usually none.
Trash can mishap. Yes. Folks, we have been streaming for a whole nother hour since, so please do make sure you move around a little bit and take a stretch and all that good stuff.
Move around.
Okay. Now, we see this option, Keen Eye? That's our other secret ability. So that means that we only get this dialogue option because we are observant. And therefore, we're going to pick this dialogue option. You only come in once a week, right, Janie? What do you do with the rest of your time? Oh, odd jobs mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. My husband's the pastor, so a lot of my time spent at the church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel. He's been going absolutely stir-crazy since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries.
Have you tried God?
Oh, wow.
That top one's actually pretty great.
I like that this is situational and it doesn't shut her down.
Yes.
But also doesn't commit. I like this option. Wait, wasn't the pastor supposed to be creepy? Have you learned of our Lord and Savior, Dubrock? Hang on a second. Wasn't there something in the dramatis personae about a pastor?
Daniel.
Daniel. His name is Daniel. Do we have a reference to Daniel?
We have no Daniel. I repeat, we have no Daniel.
No, we have no Daniel. We have no more Daniel today. Not yet. Watch this space. I still like this dialogue option. Okay. With everything that's been going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy.
Tabitha's expressions this episode are beautiful.
I know, they're so...
For fuck's sake.
They work with the Valley voice so well. I really, really dig it. Having a pastor on speed dial is always handy. Debatable. And my Daniel is a wonderfully talented pastor. Also debatable.
Rude.
Very rude. Enough dawdling. We're leaving. Okay, well.
You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into the car.
Get out of my state. Okay.
Billy Ocean, really?
Well.
Legit. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation.
Ooh.
While she is made of rage.
Feed me, feed me, feed me. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes.
You're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. It's waffle o'clock, Tabitha. Let's go.
Waffle o'clock.
What are we doing at the general store? Shouldn't we be solving a mystery right now? After everything that's happened in the last 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Say nothing. Where is my waffle o'clock option?
Let us explore first. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil.
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
Left turn. Let's roll with it.
I just remembered we have sourdough pancakes in the freezer.
Yes,
and
we
I can
do.
put one in the toaster when the stream is over for a pre-bedtime snack. Yes! We may continue.
You may proceed, sir.
Nod sagely, roll your eyes.
I actually quite like, oh, neat, what kind
Yeah,
of tea?
me too.
Because it's not judgy.
Oh, neat. What kind of tea? I don't know. The kind Sybil makes? She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it is called. Quit interrogating me about tea blends. Jeez. I like this. I like this one. After everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand together. I'm improvising a little bit. Exactly. Yeah, she did look a little bit embarrassed, didn't she, Ozzy? I think she actually likes tea, and she just doesn't feel comfortable talking about it.
Tabitha strikes me as a lady who does not have experience with positive emotions, and they frighten and annoy her, so...
I now understand jorts, and I'm healed. Thank you. Yay!
Jorts.
Jorts. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her.
Oh dear.
Fine. Okay. Keep cuddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family.
Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Also, Kanika remains the best-dressed person in town.
Also, is seriously having oldest sibling vibes. I feel you, Kanika. I feel you. French toast alert system ranks winter weather by how much people are buying up eggs, toast, and milk. Oh, nice. Yeah, very much first daughter syndrome compost.
What was that really good French toast I did?
I'm trying to remember.
I'll find it.
You did lemon ricotta pancakes.
Those were pretty great.
You did a Dutch baby with Parmesan and mushrooms.
I would like to see the Dutch baby.
Amazing. But you did a French toast thing recently, didn't you?
It'll be in the Weissman book, I'll bet. I'll take a look later.
Can't remember.
It's fine.
Okay. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier.
This just confirmed Tabitha is actually British.
Ooh, wow. Some very cutting options there.
Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy?
That's my option I'm leaning towards.
What are you burying? Poor Kanika's really going through it, her. Yeah, I've never been one for public displays like that. I think it's healthy to express herself. Good for her, honestly. I'd be losing it if Miles were my brother. Have I ever told you that you scare me? And I hope there weren't any customers in there.
I like this. I like this option a lot. Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy?
Tabitha pulls back, surprised by your question.
What did I just say? Yeah, I'm happy. Whatever.
Eating ice cream for breakfast, living in a falling down ruin, being rude to the only person cleaning it, running a business you clearly loathe. Yeah,
Yes,
it's gone great.
That was absolutely vulnerable Tabitha face. We're burning daylight. Come on already.
The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. There is one of Dustin's relatives stuffed on the wall.
Where? There.
Yeah.
There are many stuffed friends. Look at how pretty this is, though. Stuffies, toys.
Yeah.
Postcards. It looks like local artists, I think it said.
I love a good general store.
Love a little shop.
Love a little shop.
Are you going to be fussy Matthias straightening the things on the little shop while you walk through? Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Petra, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute.
I'm afraid of Miles. What if he makes fun of me for being old?
Oh my god.
I like the mild bluntness of his Kanika okay.
But I'm talking to Sybil. I have a feeling that Sybil may be an herbologist in many senses of the word. I want one of these two, I think. And I want to say this one.
Okay.
Sounds like your daughter's pretty mad at you, Sybil. She just needs a little time to cool down. Yesterday was a bit much for her, so I'm giving her some space. That is not what that conversation sounded like.
No. Although I strongly suspect Miles has got away with almost being killed in the mine, and
Yes.
Kanika is extremely pissed about it. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells.
Ooh. Try and listen in or chat with Miles. I want to chat with Miles. That's what you told me to do. And pulled from the Scarlet Mine. Authentic rocks.
Cool.
Fresh pickles. Oh, pickle barrel.
God help me, part of me looked at the rock thing and went, really?
What?
Rocks.
Yeah, I want the pickles. Okay. I do dig the theory that Tabitha has some strange illness and... Ah, interesting. Right, Hunter? What would inauthentic rocks look like?
Concrete. Fair.
So let's chat with Miles. Let's learn more about Miles. So, Miles?
Before you can finish your thought, you're halted by the tinkling of bells announcing another patron. Oh, excuse me? Wait, you're Petra, aren't you? Name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, no.
He's got to know his dad's dead.
Oh, this may get a little bit awkward, folks. I'm gonna save the game really quick. We're gonna just save right there. Okay.
Just in case next time we go, hey, I'm coming to the tea room with you!
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bo.
The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. All of these are very tactless.
Wow.
With one exception.
No. We're going to say I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you. He looks like he's about to burst into tears. Look at him.
Also, look at this colossal wall of a man.
Oh, no. I ship it. I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh, his face! Oh, my marshmallow!
Thank you. The policeman said he might just be out hunting somewhere, but me and my mama both know he ain't coming back. I had forgotten that they took his body.
Yeah. Folks, just a reminder about the content warnings, okay? As we saw in the recap, Bo's father, Duke, didn't make it. He was in a hunting accident as part of the thing that we were involved with. Oh.
Mom was pretty broken up about it. I'm trying to hold it together. I'm the man of the house now. It ain't easy.
Stop doing that! Stop! No!
Me and him was supposed to bring Big Betty to the state fair this week, but now he's gone, and as of this morning, so's she.
Who's Big Betty?
I desperately want this to be an enormous cow.
Please let this be an animal.
Or a pig.
Or a pumpkin or something.
So, I suppose if I'm not going to the fair, I may as well make myself useful and get out in the woods to look for what's left of my daddy.
Oh my god, this big boy, I'm so sorry.
You was there, right? Could you tell me where to look so I can try and find him?
Honey, you're making me cry. Oh my god. Oh, no, oh, wow.
I actually really I don't think you want to see him like that.
Wow, okay. This is, There are some explore options here. I kind of want to ask about the chickens. I am not going to say you should let the police handle it.
Because the police in town...
Yeah, and I'm not about to let this poor boy go up there by himself. Let's start with the chickens, okay?
Yeah.
Is Big Betty one of your chickens?
Nah, she ain't a chicken.
Whew.
Big Betty's our prize pumpkin.
Okay. I'm slightly less concerned now.
She was a big lady, too. I'd expect she was at least 2,000 pounds. Not too easy to move something like that.
Yeah, seriously.
Could be she rolled off down a hill, but I can't be looking for her just yet. What with everything else going on.
How did the pumpkin, a 2,000-pound pumpkin, spontaneously
Not
roll
sure
down
I'm
a
liking
hill?
this.
I just... This has the timbre of a teenage prank gone wrong. The monster stole a pumpkin? No, I think teenagers may have stolen a pumpkin.
Largest
I'm not sure.
pumpkin pie in the world.
Oh, that thing's not going to taste like anything at all. It'll just be silly vampire squash. Okay. I like the I don't think you want to see him like that option because it's still explore. It's not a decision. Let's try this. I don't think you want to see him like that. It's really bad.
I'm a farm boy. Blood don't bother me none. I just want to find my daddy. Even if he's like one of them horror movie monsters.
Oh, baby.
He's still my daddy. He shouldn't be out in the woods where any animal can take a piece of him.
He's not wrong. I know, right? Have you seen anything strange on the farm the last couple of days? I kind of really want to ask him. Unexpectedly genre-savvy marshmallow boy, right? Okay, let's take this nice and slow, everybody. I know this is maybe a bit intense.
Yeah, this is a lot, so, be aware, do what you need to do.
Also, we're losing
Protect the beefy boy.
losing the top of his head there. Alrighty, there we go. Alright. Let's ask him.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything strange on the farm last couple days?
Not really, no, but I've been awful busy, what with everything that's still been happening. Them chickens keep disappearing, though.
Good intro, that. Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Your dad was killed by ditchlings. They're apparently monsters that show up when something bad is gonna happen. And they're what's been stealing your chickens.
I never heard of a ditchling before, but whatever they are, they won't stop me from trying to find them.
No, you were supposed to be genre savvy, my sweet marshmallow boy. Okay, so remind me what happened. Duke got killed.
Because we ran into Duke, because he was out looking for what was stealing the chickens.
Right.
And what appears to be stealing the chickens is also the thing that ruined a perfectly good deer, which appears to be some kind of fungal infection. The fact that ditchlings are out as well looked like the same thing. I am increasingly suspicious that they may be two different symptoms of something larger.
Here's what I'm worried about. If we he's not gonna not go. So we can either tell him where to look and make it quick,
or have him wander
or we
around
can have
potentially.
him wandering around randomly, not knowing what he's looking for.
I think we got to tell him.
I'm gonna save again, because right now I don't feel like we've made any sort of irrevocable choice. But this is me, so I'm gonna save the game.
As a quick aside, by the way, folks, those of you who haven't played episode 1, there is a very bad outcome which involves the awful thing that's been happening to the chickens happening to Gretchen.
Yes. Yeah, when I play Skyrim, I have like so many saves that the game yells at me every once in a while that I can't autosave anymore because I have too many saves. Oh, the police are going to be so mad at me, but I don't care. This poor boy.
Fuck the police.
Go get your daddy. He done on the northeast edge of town, off the Oskina Trail.
Thank you, Petra. I appreciate you trying to help us out. I don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere, all by his lonesome. And please, tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes.
Ooh, ooh. Oh my God. Hey, I overslept. Still got to make myself breakfast. Meet at library after and figure out plan.
And then it buzzes again.
Hi again, lol. If you want to come over for breakfast, would honestly love to hang out. Feed me, Stella!
And then it buzzes again. Somebody was busy this morning.
Oh, hey again. If you want to hang out before the library thing, I'm parked in the abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss.
You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house.
Dinner? I haven't even had breakfast yet! Oh boy, I have options.
Go off to Kanika, swing by Stella's, check in on Oscar, go to the diner to see Avery, or wait for Tabitha.
And that is a perfect place for us to wrap up tonight.
Because all of those are good options.
All of those are good options. So I'm... Oh, no, wait.
What?
He's still here.
Is that...
That's Bo.
That's Bo. He's looking at stuff.
Still in the store. All right. Let's save because I'm indecisive. And we're going to leave it there, folks. So we'll have a think about what we should do next time. Should we go after Kanika, check on Stella, go to the diner.
Professor Dadbod.
Breakfast.
Or wait for Tabitha. If we ditch Tabitha 3 mornings on the run, she's going to be so mad, y'all.
I know, but maybe she'll fucking learn.
Diner.
All right. So that's where we're going to leave it for today, everybody. We're going to take a little tiny break. Get up. I know. I am too.
Me too.
Hunter, I'm so glad this game is back. It's really, really fun. Apparently, this chapter 3, is as long as the previous 2 chapters combined.
The previous 2 were like 100,000 words of script. This is 200,000 words. So
we're going to be probably playing this for several weeks, which is very exciting. And also, so we're going to take a little bit of a break. You should too. Get up, stretch, have a drink of water, see if anybody needs a snack. She says, cuddling up her grumbling stomach and thinking about the Pop-Tart pancake thing in the freezer. And yes, much replayability. So much replayability. This is a great game. We'll be back in just a couple minutes and we'll do some non-death, hopefully, related shenanigans. We'll see you in just a few. She says, quickly changing screens to push the button. remembered to turn the microphone back on before we came back on camera. Good for me. Can we just talk about the fact that installment... Sorry. That installment just introduced 2 people aside?
Yeah.
Really, really happy about that fact. That made me very, very happy.
And I mean, this is a game that has always been very good at diverse body shape. But, I mean, I look like Bo.
Hi, I'm Janie, or Janny, or whatever her name is. I'm totally not going to marry a pastor, though. That's not happening. You folks still with us? I'm not seeing any chat, so that makes me a little worried. Janie, thank you, Eldritch. Okay, everybody's with us. They just may be getting snacks.
Totally legit. The thought of pancakes is... No, snack. You want to get your mint egg?
No,
Snack.
no. Snag. Why have a pastor we can have... Look at his smug face. Thanks, Elliot. Oh, everybody went all during the break. Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. I can't wait till the stream mods and I are gonna have a catch up this weekend, and we're gonna talk about new emojis, and I'm very excited.
Fan art of Resaria as an elf of size. That had not occurred to me up until this point. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the popular consensus is that Malcolm is a horrible little gremlin man, and that he doesn't deserve Ross. You know, okay.
Whereas having recorded my first script for Super Suits tonight, all I can say is, was that the time?
Just like Naomi, and that's all the time we have for Q&A. I'm looking forward to it. I know, I am incredibly impressed with how evocative the characters are, with the changes in facial expressions, no body posture, no body movement, just new faces. I'm like, smart
that whole scene with Tabitha in the kitchen, that moment where you talk to Frou and she just looks at you like...
Right? Exactly.
And the ice cream hasn't moved, but she's like, fuck are you doing?
I've been Bo's tender, sweet puppy dog eyes. I'm like, I'm gonna get all lovely. Oh, sad. I have a feeling that even if we attempted to eavesdrop on Sybil and Tabitha, we would have been interrupted by Bo anyway. Yeah. So I'm not feeling like we missed anything.
I also, on the one hand, like I say, I understand completely why it would be very bad to ditch Tabitha, but on the other, pancakes.
Right? I mean, the diner had biscuits.
Good biscuits, too.
It's too late at night for me to make biscuits, and I'm hungry. So I think we better do a quick little... Well, this is not going to be quick or little.
Shenanigans.
Right, so let's do a reminder about shenanigans. Shenanigans are brain sorbet. They are a chance for us to send you off for the rest of your day, or in the case of many of us here in the UK time zone, off to bed without... creeping horror, which we may have just experienced in the content. So, for shenanigans tonight, our amazing stream mods have selected, maybe just Alistair and you get pancakes. Well, I'm definitely having a pancake, that is for sure. That's what happens when you make sourdough pancakes and you make too many of them. You put them in the freezer, and then later you put them in the toaster, and your tummy is happy. That's my plan. So our shenanigans for tonight are... Which one of you was going to tell me that tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? And this is a thread from Reddit. So we will take turns trying to part up the characters here, okay?
You want me to kick off?
A fast biscuit. Biscuits are always fast. Biscuits... Okay. Biscuits. Right? Now, Brits, we're not talking about what you call biscuits. Those are cookies. We're talking about what you kind of call scones, but not really, which are tall, fluffy, buttermilk-backed quick breads. I'm drooling at the thought. Made with buttermilk and soft winter wheat, and they're tall and fluffy and flaky and wonderful. They're fantastic. Drop biscuits, yeah. Those are much closer to what we would call scones, in that there is no rolling and shaping and laminating and folding going on. It is just, I have dough, I go plop. I bake it on a sheet. Americans, you would call those dumplings if you cook them in liquid, but if you cook them on a sheet pan, they are drop biscuits. Hi, I speak culinary American and British. I'm getting there. Yeah, they keep calling them scones, but scones here are almost exclusively sweet, so they usually have a little bit of sugar in them, and you eat them with A variety of compliments in a variety of different orders, which are hotly debated depending on where in the country you are. And I'm not getting into the whole jam and cream and jam thing.
Nuh-uh.
It is beyond me. I just buy the ones with currants because I like them. Sometimes you get them with cheese, but then they don't call them scones, strangely enough. It gets very, very weird. Stop making me think of American biscuits. I love American biscuits. Alton Brown's recipe is super easy and fast. Your mom makes savory cheese scones. So do I. You know what's really, really good in cheese scones? Horseradish.
Oh, yeah. 10 out of 10. Can recommend. Hey, you know, when we do meal planning next week, do you want to do beef and horseradish stew with cheese biscuits on top?
Yeah, I make a nice beef and mushroom stew with cheddar horseradish biscuits, which are really, 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 really good. Yes, this has turned into baking talk. We couldn't make it work in time because we wanted to have Nico on stream to coincide with the release of Connections, but we wanted to make pasta with him on camera and have a wet the dries, dry the wets kind of stream, because that would have been lovely. If you purchase afternoon tea at Betty's, you get enough jam and clotted cream to spread them in both orders, one way on each half. Yes, you do. And you also get cucumber sandwiches and something with rosemary sauce that's pink and sounds an awful lot like French dressing as far as I'm concerned.
It's good.
Yeah, we have to have Nico back and have a pasta making stream this summer. I would really, really love that. That sounds very, very good. I love Betty's too. I've only been to the dining room once, but Alistair's parents live in New York, so every time we go up there, we usually do the go in and pick something up line as opposed to the 90 million people queuing in order to sit down at the restaurant line. But apparently Wendy has a hack in that there's another Betty's at somewhere in Harrogate, which is
in Harrogate.
Waffle House.
Is Waffle House the one which is actually used as a level of severity of emergency meter?
Smothered, covered, hash browns. Okay, they don't do breakfast diners in the UK the way Americans do breakfast diners. And the way Americans do breakfast diners is you could rock up at 6 a.m. in any diner in that country and get a big, thick, brown ceramic mug full of hot, gritty, smacks you in the face coffee and a giant pile of freshly fried hash browns, and you can't do that here. Nothing here is open before. Like, the earliest place I've ever found open here for breakfast is 9 a.m. and I'm like, pfft.
That being said, not only do we have the particularly excellent taco truck just across the...
that, Rubenesco.
Yeah, thanks, Rubesco.
I've got to stop saying Rubenesco. I've just decided that's your name now, and that's rude.
Not only do we have the particularly excellent taco truck just across the street that has introduced burritos, which are the best burritos I've had in this country, and sloppy joes, which are the best sloppy joes I've had.
But they were pork, but they were good. Marguerite cooks. That's the answer, Hawkeye. I get myself up at 6 a.m. and my own biscuits and smack you in the face coffee. But, God...
Also, I cook, so you know.
That's true as well. But I really miss being able to rock. Where I used to live in California, there was an American-style classic diner across the street. You know, one of those menus that's like 18 pages long, and they make everything, and you could order off the menu, and they would still make it for you. And you could walk up in there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and nobody be there, and you could get waffles out of the fryer, and every time we go back to the U.S., it's Jamba Juice, because I'm Californian.
Taco Bell.
And I don't eat Taco Bell anymore, this one across the street. It's Jamba Juice and American diners. Because, God, I want diners. Really miss diners. A lot. Like, proper, like, deep-fried mozzarella sticks, right? Don't get them here. You get lukewarm breaded string cheese, and it's not the same.
We do good halloumi though.
True, we don't do a lot of halloumi in the US, or at least not that I've had experience of, but there's a lot of things that we do that you don't do, and they all make me sad.
So anyway, shenanigans.
I know. Greek diners in New York. Yep.
This is a universal, and whilst I remember, in the US this is on CNN. and in the UK this is on iPlayer. Stanley Tucci discovers Italy.
Stanley Tucci is responsible for us adding an extra day onto our trip to Italy this coming autumn because we couldn't not go to one of the places he talked about.
It is even better than Stanley Tucci wanders around Italy and eats things and is appreciative as a description you might expect.
Really, really good. The scenery's gorgeous. He's well dressed and immaculate and flirting with all the grandmas making pasta, and it's just.
And also just...
It's so good.
Also just impossibly sweet. And the motherfucker can write. I would heartily recommend Taste, his book.
His book is wonderful pre-bedtime reading because it's all just little vignettes and reminiscences about food, and it's just so soothing before you go to sleep.
But if you want 40 minutes of genuinely good content, then I would heartily recommend it.
But watch it while you're eating a meal, because if you don't, you will be ravenous.
Yes.
Like 3 minutes into the show, and you're like, oh no, I have no food.
Also,
this is bad.
What makes it is he has a delightful lack of front. This isn't the usual, oh, we're going somewhere, and this is going to be really good. I think we're 4 episodes in, and every episode, at least once, he's basically turned to camera and gone, fuck.
This is so good, just leave me alone, I want to eat it.
Vincenzo's Plate on YouTube. That's a good tip, thank you.
I don't know that one. That sounds good. All right, shenanigans. I shall put the shenanigans in the chat again.
Whatnots.
There are some content warnings for this. Sociopolitical themes and swearing.
Okay,
All right.
I'll go.
Now, read the name as well.
Radishant. Which one of you was going to tell me tea tastes different if you put it in hot water?
Mothman Masoto. You were putting it in cold water?
Boing Frog. Radish. Answer the question, Radish. Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it in hot water to speed up the teification process. Didn't realize there was an actual reason. Boing Frog. You think I have the patience to boil water? What the fuck? You don't have the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes?
Cats and rainbows. Why are you putting it in the microwave to boil it?
Boing Frog, do you think I have the patience to boil water on the stove?
It takes less than a minute.
Bestie, is your stovetop powered by the fucking sun?
How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove?
Like 7 minutes.
Just stick the mug on top of the stove on medium heat. It boils in like 2 minutes. Less than that if you use a saucepan.
Crying, you're putting the whole mug on the stove on medium heat? Your stove is enchanted.
Paido. Every single person in this post is a fucking lunatic.
Silver Girachi, yet another post that reads like 4 Shakespeare characters who come out in the middle of the play to talk about something completely unrelated for comic relief.
Wizardly Ghost. Interradishant. Mothman Masato. Boimfrog and Cats in Raincoats. Stage left. They are having a heated discussion.
Radishant. Prithee, which one of you had planned to tell of different flavours gained by simple act of brewing tea with water hot, not cold?
Mothman. Egad! You poured the water cold? Wherefore?
Frog. An answer from you, Radish, I must beg. Radishant. Indeed I did, dear friends. Why does this shock? Without the guides of others, I assumed that heat was merely added for the sake of expediting the solution's brewing. Half a decade I have spent, or more, not questioning this worldview I had made. In fact, I am myself a bit surprised that you might think that I, your dearest friend, might have a patience of sufficient stock to wait until a pot of water boils. Frog. 3 minutes overtaxes patience, so? The microwave will beep when it is done.
Cats. My friend, this answer vexes me the more. Can it be true that thou dost boil by nuke?
Frog, are you in turn, my friend, so shocked to know that I have not the patience, like our root, to boil upon the stove our flavoured drink?
It takes less than a minute.
On what plate? Perhaps your dinner cooks atop the sun?
How long can take your stove to fill the task of boiling but a single cup alone?
In minutes?
Yes.
I counted 7 once.
Perhaps you ought to have had your timepiece checked. If on a middle heat you place the cup, you soon will have the scalding drink you crave. Or even less, if you should have a pot.
You cause me tears. Is this how thou dost live? You place upon the iron stove a mug, ceramic, filled with water cold. How do these flames, though medium in height, not shatter like a glass, this fragile thing? Surely then your kitchen is bewitched with magics far beyond the mortal ken.
The four realize they have wandered into the throne room. The royal court watches with fascination. King. Is it every or every? Every single person in this group must be a fucking lunatic, it seems.
Okay, so we need to do more verse, clearly.
Okay, clearly we need to be doing more Shakespearean verse, because that was fucking delightful. Does now cook upon the sun? Oh, we need more of that, please. Please make us more recommendations for bizarre Shakespearean tea-making dramas.
God, I think I might need to finally watch Moonlighting.
You have not seen Moonlighting?
Or more specifically, watch the 2 episodes I've already seen again. One of which is Atomic Shakespeare.
Yes, I know! How have you... Moonlighting is Bruce Willis' patient zero.
I know.
It is young...
Hot,
adorably
not
hot,
dickhead Bruce Willis.
Babyface Bruce Willis.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, this is a show which is old.
Please, more bizarre Tumblr things.
And has possibly the best Christmas episode ever, with the exception of the one for Nightingales, but that's a whole different episode.
That's a whole different episode.
Where 5 minutes in, the agency is hired by 3 NSA agents, all called King. And as the briefing continues, Bruce Willis's face does this.
I know. It is so perfectly you.
And as they leave, he grabs his partner and goes, Maddie, this is a metaphor. And it just gets weirder from there.
Oh.
It is a Christmas episode where the camera pulls back and the characters in character introduce the film crew.
It's
and
wonderful.
Everyone waves.
It's wonderful. It really is wonderful. That was really fun. 2 minutes and a mug upon a plate, or even less, if you should have a pot.
Also, if you like this type of thing, there is, very nearly
You
all
caused me tears. Is this how thou dost live? Oh, this is good. We need to do more Shakespeare. I liked this.
Very nearly all of Key and Peele is fantastic.
Yes.
However, the Key and Peele go and see Shakespeare and then want a fucking word is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, Tumblr has such a specific flavor of derangedness, yes. Tumblr has deep wells of this stuff. Okay, excellent.
It's like an island that got cut off from mankind and all the animals have been evolving to be weirder and weirder.
I dig it.
Holy fucking
You can't
shit,
go
it's
straight
a
to the chorus
dinosaur.
when you start at the beginning of the first verse. You were supposed to go dun 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 dun.
I see. I was going for the discordant, frightening kind of.
Then you should have started there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done now. I'm done with the weird musical puns. Okay, you should have back. There we go. Holy fucking shit! It's Tumblr. Yes, exactly. Thank you for the link. That is going on the list. Rosemary, you mean spicy pine... Ooh, spicy pine needles? Ooh.
Whilst I remember as well, Upstart Crow. Which
this looks delightful.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I look forward to... okay, yes, that'll be next week. Thank you.
Well, yes, I have a multitude of types. I've eaten 2. I'll tell thee now. The best, though it is strange, is single leaf pinion. And it has spice. I truly wish that I could tell thee this. Yes, please.
Yes, that sounds perfect for next week. Thank you so very much. Martin! Hello!
Hello, Martin.
Welcome to the raid. You've just missed everything. We're saying goodnight. I'm so sorry.
Real quick before we go, if you like this type of thing, Upstart Crow, which is the sitcom about William Shakespeare, is patchy but frequently brilliant, and it has one of my all-time favourite exchanges in it, where someone goes, Will, this isn't the time for blank verse, and Shakespeare pales and goes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's always the time for blank verse. If it's not the time for blank verse, my whole life is a lie.
Slightly defensive.
That is Shakespeare. He had anger issues.
Oh, yes, exactly. Hello to the raid. I'm so sorry you
Hello,
missed
raid.
everything. The VOD definitely... Oh, I know. Okay, you have to show the raid your shirt. Here we go. Ta-da. Ta-da. Hold on. Stop posing. There. You have such a broad torso. I need to, like... Stop boogieing. He's doing it again. Yes. There we go. Already. See, now he's just doing it on purpose.
Why am I not doing it on purpose?
That is an excellent question. Don't answer it because that talks about intent. And that's another episode.
Always listen to your lawyer, folks.
T-pose Alistair lives to boogie. Exactly. Exactly. Very much so. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We're going to wrap this up. Let's talk about where we're going to be next.
Yes, next up on Friday, and I only have to write 30% of it, is the full lid. Our frequently
It's been a very busy week, John. Yes.
Our frequently award-nominated newsletter that will go live in theory Friday. No, I'm going to speak it into the world. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be a very good week. It says
it's going to be a very good week.
Board.
It's written on the board. It's going to go live at 5 p.m. on Friday. Then, on Sunday, we are going to return to Sim Record Store.
i.e. Life is Strange 2 Colors, the Wavelengths DLC. I think we'll probably finish it up on Sunday.
Feels endgamey, doesn't it?
Yes, and that'll be starting around 10:30 on Sunday morning. Just a heads up to everybody, the U.S. turns their clocks back, I believe, either this weekend or next, but the UK doesn't for another week after that. So
yeah, shit's going to get real confusing.
Careful with the time zones in a little bit as things get mucked around. And then next Wednesday, thank you very much, Hawkeye, that's correct. So then next Wednesday at...
Breakfast.
Yes, breakfast. We will be playing more of the wonderful and terrifying and emotional Scarlet Hollow Chapter 3. If you want to catch up on that, you can check the VOD link we've just put in the chat, which is all the previous 2 chapters that we've already played. Mm-hmm. All of those streams are available, and this one will be joining it shortly. I know, Zalia, those 1 to 2 weeks where nobody knows what time is anymore.
It's like the early training run for the end of the year's When Is Bins week.
Yeah, exactly.
When Is Bins in Carolina.
Pterodactyl shrieking in the general direction of daylight savings, yes. Exactly that. So yeah, we'll be back here next week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, folks. I've been Alistair and Debrak.
You had to do that, didn't you? I've been Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Have a good night. Time zone, evening, day thing. Bye.